Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and this was an interesting find for me when I came across. I was seeing like this film coming out a couple months ago with John Bernthal in it and Tom Holland and Richard Armitage, and I'm just like, holy crap! And it's called Pilgrimage, and I'm like, I don't know what this film is about. Make a guess. Seems like a Crusade kind of era kind of film, and I'm like, I love John Bernthal. It'd be cool to see Tom Holland in something else. And you know what? It popped up on Hulu, so I watched it, and I loved this film. And this was definitely something I wasn't expecting. And this is directed by Brandon Muldowney, and Muldowney does a really interesting job of telling the story of there's a group of monks in Ireland who have this artifact that the Pope is requesting to be brought to Rome so they could use it as a weapon in the Crusades. And boy, is this journey there really crazy. And the whole entire film, the majority of it's spoken in different languages, in French and Gaelic. I'm like, holy crap. And you have Tom Holland as a young monk who's never left this monastery, and he's sent on this journey. John Bernthal is a man who years ago washed up on the shore, never spoken a word, and helps out the monks, and he's sent on, and you know there's a past here. You know. And you'll find out. And this film starts off in an interesting way, and then takes you some places. This film gets very violent, and the action is brutal and intense. And this film turns out to be something great. The story, Muldowney does a really good job of fleshing out the story. It's paced well, and there's the tonal, like, this is a dark but beautiful movie, and you really get that sense throughout this film. And there's some moments where you feel really on edge and really tense, and it takes some interesting things, and basically this isn't like the most super depthful kind of story. It's like you want to get from here to here, and there's some twists and turns along the way, some people wanting to get involved, some backstabbing and different little twists and stuff like that. But this is a really well done film, and Tom Comerford, who does the cinematography in this film is gorgeous. I could just watch this. The lighting is beautiful. The framing is beautiful. This landscape of Ireland, I want to go to Ireland. It's so gorgeous. And it's just like, looking at that, it's just like, this is beautiful. And I want to see this. I want to be in there. Just not during medieval times. I could take without that. But it's so gorgeous, and the action's so well shot and intense and in your face, but still balanced so nicely with the natural lighting and everything. It's just gorgeous. And it's beautiful violence, which is, when you're able to do that, something like Mad Max Fury Road captured that so wonderfully. It's art, and this film really captured that as well. The writing, this was written by Jamie Hannigan, and the story's interesting, and there's some moments, it's like it tries to get like dealing with religion and faith and stuff like that. Does it really work on all those levels? Not quite. And I think this film tried a little bit to be a little deep, but it wasn't the deepest that it was really shooting for. But everything else, as a genre film, this really, really works. And this is all written in a different language, and I thought that was an interesting choice and well done. And the characters, there's some of the characters get fleshing out. A lot of the characters, you don't get a whole lot of depth to them, but the journey that you go on is so worthwhile. I really was engaged in this film. And the music by Stephen McKean is gorgeous. The Gregorian chants and stuff like this, and just like the like all of those tonal, atmospheric kind of music. The score composed for this was so well done. It was beautiful in moments and awe-inspiring, and also tense and unnerving in other moments when it needed to be. This film overall was so tense and gripping at moments, especially during the action sequences. And where this film goes is very interesting. John Bernthal gives an unbelievable, very physical performance, building up to a very impactful climax. And he doesn't really say anything, because when they started speaking a different language, they're like, oh, it would be interesting to hear John Bernthal speak in a different language. But he didn't, because he was a mute. Chosen to be a mute, and didn't say much. Tom Holland did a nice job, and I think Richard Armitage did a nice job. Overall, this is a violent yet beautiful film. Doesn't hit on all the deep things that it could have in terms of dealing with the ideas of religion and stuff like that, but I think this was a really cool film worth checking out, and I'm going to give Pilgrimage a B+.